Hey, it's June 28th. It's just about to be 4 p.m. Uh, and I'm in this place that I haven't been to in a while. It's, relatively... It's not really secluded, but it's a relatively secluded spot that I kind of found, I guess. I don't know. I just needed to be alone for a little bit. Just kind of, I don't know what this video is going to be about. It might just be a little bit of a vent or whatever. Or just me kind of trying to, cool off a little bit. I don't know. Mentally, whatever you want to say. But while I'm here in this nice little spot, I was gonna mention in a little comment chain that that Rudy and I were having in one of his more recent videos about the movie Inside Out 2. Mentioned Earthbound at some point, and yeah, Mother, Mother 1, 2, 3, Earthbound 0, Earthbound 0, Earthbound, and I guess Earthbound 2, if you want to call them, but I think Mother 1, 2, 3 it's easier to go by that. Yeah, I definitely think that Earthbound 0, Mother 1 is definitely worth, maybe not so much playing, but at the very least experiencing the little, it's not even like a simple story. I guess it is, but it's kind of it's a sort of unique one, at least a unique take on a pretty often done story kind of thing. But I don't know, it definitely has a vibe to it that is very close to the other Earthbound games, the other Mother games. I think it's worth playing. I tried to link you a ROM hack. There's a few ROM hacks out there, I think, but I tried to link you a ROM hack that is makes the actual gameplay part, which is the roughest part of it, a lot less grindy, as like, NES games back then, NES RPGs back then were and such. I think that's definitely worth playing through and all that. I would suggest probably to find the melodies using a playthrough or a walkthrough or whatever, to at least find those, because they're not exactly all intuitive where they are and stuff. And the game doesn't really give you any indication of where they are for a lot of them. So at least I don't believe it does. If it does, it's not super clear about it. So I'd suggest at least for those watching a walkthrough just to see where those are and stuff. Earthbound, it's definitely rough at certain points. The game design point of it was definitely not the best. The balancing point of it wasn't the best. The pacing part of it, gameplay-wise, was not the best. The beginning of the game, ironically, at least Onett, is significantly harder than so many other points in the game. And then around in Foreside, after Paula gets kidnapped, and it's just Ness and Jeff, I say that's the second difficulty spike or messed up pacing part of the game. That's pretty rough. I'd say with that part, to make it easier, besides just like using all your resources and stuff like that every fight most of the time, I'd say with that one, try and get the slime generator item for Jeff, and basically every fight use the slime generator on the hardest enemies, which I think is like the coffee cup and the exploding gas tank, or what would you call that? The exploding fuel refilling thing, and the clock. Most of the enemies are pretty rough around that time, but basically just spam the slime generator and then let Ness kill the things after they're stunned, and that's probably the best way to get through that area, I found. or that part of the game I found. And then after that, it's mostly easy mode. It basically becomes like stupid easy once you get Pooh into the party, and you can just kind of spam whatever PSI moves and everything. But getting through that, I think every kind of like story beat aspect of that game, that vibe and everything, I think that is definitely worth experiencing. I think out of all of them, I personally think Earthbound is the best. Mother 3 is the most like directly story focused, so much that it has everything in like chapters and everything. I think it's definitely worth experiencing once, at least once. I haven't played through it more than once, but I'd say at least once is good to play it through. But after that, I personally don't I don't have the desire to play it again. It's, as I said in the comments, it's kind of like the difference between Half-Life 1 and Half-Life 2, where like in Half-Life 2, there's so many forced story beats kind of thing that it just feels like, it feels very railroaded, even though Earthbound is also railroaded at the end of the day. It's a linear game, but it doesn't feel as linear, and it doesn't feel like you're forced into as many like cutscenes and story things, as well as the dark tones and the dark tones of Earthbound are much more subtle, whereas in Mother 3 they're kind of in your face, so it doesn't really feel like something that it doesn't feel like a thing that's kind of in the background. It feels like something that's like right there, and I don't like how it feels as much. It does have a very good story, especially if you've ever had if you've had siblings or whatever. Or I guess just loved, I don't know. I think siblings, it's more of a, something that is more, I guess maybe even husband and wife, but, or, if you had a romantic partner or whatever, but I think, especially people that have had a sibling, it's going to be more, significant in some ways, even though either way, the story beats are very significant and all that stuff, very emotional and all that. I think it's definitely worth experiencing once. The gameplay is much... I wouldn't say you need any kind of, like... I don't think Earthbound you need any kind of difficulty, but it's good to know certain things to make the game a lot easier and more palatable at some of those points. But in Mother 3, I don't think you need any of that, really. There's, like, maybe 2 bosses that could be really annoying, but besides that, it's a pretty smooth experience overall. But I'd say, yeah, I personally think that all of them are worth experiencing at least once, and I've played Earthbound and probably through like maybe three times before, and I'd be willing to play it again and all that stuff. So I still have Earthbound as my one that I would be willing to replay. Just I like it that much, as well as the story and everything. It's my favorite out of the 3. But they're all good. It's just Earthbound is definitely the best one in my opinion. Yeah, besides that, I don't know, the other things I wanted to talk about, I don't know, I don't really feel like venting or whatever, because I don't really think there's that much of a point, but maybe it helps a little bit, I guess. But today is kind of been fucked up. Not so much fucked up in like most sense of the word, but I don't know, just my mom has been real fucked up today, and probably more fucked up in her anxiety and the aura she gives off, and just her general way that she's been acting today overall has just been like, God, I think it's probably the worst I've seen her personally. Maybe it's just because I'm feeling more sensitive to it today, maybe, like I'm more receptive to it, that kind of thing. But I don't know, she's just been real fucked up today, and I guess I could kind of understand why she's extra fucked up today, because yesterday she had, I drove her to some oral surgery bullshit, because this one, she doesn't take any care of her teeth. She's, she'll make excuses and she does, but all of her actions say that no, she takes, just like all these other people with fucked up teeth, she tries to make the excuse, oh, it's genetic. I'm like, and it's like, no, you just don't take care of your teeth. You fucking don't floss. You barely brush. You brush at the stupidest times. After you've drank something acidic like coffee, brushing away your enamel and all that crap. She smokes. She drinks coffee like fucking water all the time. She drinks like lemon water all the time, which I like lemon water, but you shouldn't be drinking it all the time, especially when you got fucked up teeth. She eats fucking shit food. All she eats is sweet stuff, basically. She has like the diet of a fucking little kid, basically. Or a little kid without any, with parents that don't give a fuck. So yeah, she just has everything that would say, yeah, all your teeth should be falling out, and no shit that they are. But she got 4 of her teeth removed, extracted yesterday. Because I guess like 3 of them were all 4 of them were pretty fucked up, so they were like, alright, let's remove 4 of them. But, you know, this one being, she just kind of agrees, oh yeah, I'll do anything that the doctor tells me to do, no matter what, without any thought. But then she is all upset after she realizes that now she has 3 of her teeth in the front that are gone. So she was all upset, saying that, you know, having regret or remorse that she lost 3 of her teeth that are in the front, and it's noticeable. But end of the day, at least me, I know that most people aren't really even looking at somebody's teeth, like unless that person is always smiling, and she is not always smiling. But unless that person is always smiling or making it very clear that showing their teeth and everything, it's surprisingly easy to not notice somebody's mouth and like how many teeth they have or don't have. But just like the topic with the Inside Out 2, with the character, the anxiety character, the anxiety emotion or whatever, she just instantly imagines that everybody is looking at her and judging her and saying, oh, look at that. Like, she even made an insult for herself, like Pumpkinhead, because I guess it looks like a jack-o'-lantern or whatever, like with the fucked up teeth or whatever, missing a bunch of teeth. And I'm like, you know, she just made that name up for herself, and it's like, hey, nobody said anything about that, nobody's saying that, and nobody would be saying that, but you just made that name up for yourself. You've been thinking about how much people are going to be judging you because you're a fucking insecure piece of shit. I mean, I didn't say that, but that's what I'm thinking. You're an insecure fucking piece of shit. And you don't know how to fucking, or you don't have the will or anything to get over that insecurity because you've been so fucked up by your family life, you've been traumatized by your fucking family, but you're too much of a fucking coward yourself to actually get over that shit. And then she puts it on everybody else. That shit that she has, her problems and everything, her anxieties, her mental fucking issues and everything. And she's just been a fucking, to me, she's been a wreck today. I don't know, she's just been, not so much but she's just, and that anxious aura that she gives off, this is the best way I have to describe it, that, like auras from, you know, even Matt and people and brought up other people, they have that word, the term aura that they use. But when I think of auras, I think of the same thing, but I think in terms of like fantasy RPGs or whatever, that kind of aura, like a paladin has auras that give their party benefits. You know, even like other things, I guess probably Death Knights, I would imagine, probably have negative auras that they could give to enemies, probably that kind of thing. But giving off a radius of energy, negative energy or something else, making other people feel that similar thing or like the same thing, making other people on edge around you. She has that aura that she gives off her anxiety, that massive amount of anxiety she has in herself. She gives it to other people around her. At least I feel this fucking immensely. Like, just going to the store with her today, the store with her, and, you know, she was going to the store, and then she asked me if I wanted to go with them. I was like, yeah, sure, why not? But just everything that she was just giving off, any vibes that she was giving off is like, oh my god. It's just fucking nuts. And then she goes and starts cooking stuff in the house, and I just observe this, and I look at it, and maybe it's the empath part of me, and I just feel like, I'm like, oh my god, this fucking miserable creature is so fucking anxious. It's insane. Even she's been going to a therapist, and they haven't been doing shit anyway. They just prescribed her some fucking drugs, some anti-anxiety shit, And she's been on those for like years, these anti-anxieties, but I don't think she even really takes them that often for whatever reason. She just kind of like saves them for no fucking reason, but she has them. And she even went recently, like 2 days ago or whatever. Maybe it was yesterday. No, it was today, I think. And she got she said something that, oh yeah, people are saying that I'm more on edge apparently, or something like that. And then this fucking guy, whatever, I don't know, she was on like 50 milligrams of this anti-anxiety. Now he upped it to like 75 milligrams. And I'm just thinking, like, the fuck is that going to do anyway? It's fucking shit. At 50 milligrams, it hasn't changed you a bit. If anything, it's making you worse. If this is what you're taking, I'm like, holy shit. This fucking nothing is making you fucking not fucked up like you are. And I mean, of course it wouldn't. This is all internally fucked up with her. This is all stuff that she has to solve. But just like most fucking boom booms, they think that they could have a quick pill to fucking fix all their problems instead of looking inward and self-reflecting and actually fixing the fucked up shit inside themselves. They're fucking disgusting sloth cowards that are fucking worthless motherfuckers, honestly. I'm not saying every motherfucking boom boom is like this, but so many that I've seen like this are the exact same fucking way. They take pills, they think that those are going to fix everything, and they don't do anything and don't look at themselves at all. And even like my dad was fucking pissing me off today, because I'm like, man, you are just a fucking you are such a fucking pussy motherfucker, man. You are such a emasculated motherfucker. You just let this fucking one walk all over you, fucking shit all over you, fucking treat you like shit, give off this aura constantly, and you don't fucking do anything about it. You don't even have a comment about it. Like, you're too fucking afraid to say anything towards your wife or her to hear something like that you negatively say, unless you're fucking buzzed or drunk. That's the only time you're willing to fucking actually speak your fucking mind about her, you pussy motherfucker. And it's just like, oh my god, you know, I'm just thinking about this shit, and I'm like, I have no one in this vicinity that I could say anything to that can relate at all to what I'm feeling right now. It's like, oh my god, these fucking people are pathetic fucking worms of people, man. This is almost how villains are fucking created. It's like, how can you fucking pathetic motherfuckers exist when you're so weak and you're so fucking, you have no self-responsibility or anything. You have no fucking balls. You're afraid of everything. You're fucking scared to do anything. It's like, oh my god. And that's just what I've been feeling today, thinking about this shit, just looking at it, observing it. I'm like, oh my god, man. And it just made me want to just fucking get over here and just, I don't know, just get somewhere and just have a little bit fucking of alone time to vent and just, like, I don't know. And yeah, I know what anybody would say that's in a different situation. They would say, oh, well, just get out of there. Just get out of there. Why you still living with your parents? You should get out of there. But it's like, hey, I know that deep down, or most likely at least, I know that I am in a much better situation like this, where instead of having to worry about being a fucking wagey and how am I going to pay rent and all the bills and all that bullshit, I'm like, fucking just live with these people. And you know what? It's not that bad. But today, it's just fucking, like, what is wrong with these motherfuckers, man? These motherfuckers are so weak, fucking pathetic motherfuckers. They have no fucking self-responsibility. They have no fucking self-awareness, self-esteem, self-confidence, especially with my mom, like, fucking so worried about what other people think. It's like, what the fuck is with you people? And this is to anybody that's similar to that, and this is like probably most people out there that are like this, neurotic, fucking anxious at all times. And, Rudy, it would be nice if these people had any self-awareness to say, watch a movie like that, Inside Out 2, and actually take something away from that and say, you know what? I see that in myself, and I should try to change that or improve that or whatever, or learn from this. But they won't, because that's how fucking pathetic these people are, these creatures are, is that they can't even do that. And they'll just fucking, like you said, you know, like you and Matt would call it the popcorn crunchers. They just watch something, they would get nothing from it, deep, like in reality. They get nothing from it besides, oh, that was a cute little movie or whatever, that was a cute little thing, that was a cute video game. They would get nothing from it because they can't look at themselves ever. These people might as well be fucking vampires. They look in the mirror and they don't see anything. They don't see anything in that goddamn mirror, and they don't want to see anything. And, yeah, I don't know. I guess that's kind of just what I wanted to vent a little bit. I do feel a bit better after doing that, or saying that stuff, I guess. And just cooling off with the nature and everything, the nice wind. At least, it's still pretty hot today, but at least in the shade here and this field or whatever, it's pretty nice with the breeze and everything, so. I do feel better, but, you know, it is just really comes down to that. That was honestly the thing pissing me off somewhat the most, is like, I just talking to my dad about this stuff, I'm like, he doesn't have any comments. Like, I was saying that, like, this is the worst that I've seen this one, it feels like. This is the worst I've seen her in a long time, it feels like, where she's just anxious, anxiety, constant aura giving it off. And this fucking guy, he just has no comment but, you know, well, you know, that kind of shit. He doesn't have anything to fucking say. And I'm just thinking, man, you are such a fucking pussy motherfucker, dude. This must be what it feels like to see, like, these people on Twitch, these as the term is, like, these stands for these fucking women. It's like, you apologetic motherfucker. You can't even say anything crass or anything about them or comment or have any fucking opinion because you're such a fucking coward motherfucker. You can't say anything or whatever, what you actually think or what you probably should think, but maybe they really don't. It's like, oh my god, like, you are fucking nuts if you don't have some kind of issue with how you're being treated or what you've married, whatever. I don't know. It's just insanity to me. And that was probably the thing mostly pissing me off, is like, man, these fucking people, they just, I guess it's similar with the wages. They just deal with their fucking, so many of the wages. They just deal with their fucking misery. And they're just like, well, you know, this is just how life is. They just accept it. They just accept it like, oh, this is how life is, I guess. Well, I guess I'll just do, whatever. I'll just keep fucking doing this bullshit. Because that's how it is. They have no spine to fucking say, you know what? This is bullshit. And I'm not going to fucking do this anymore. Just like that stupid movie. I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take this anymore. Stand up right now and go to the window, stick your... Not that they actually did anything, just yelling doing that, but, you know, these people have no fucking spine to change anything in their lives. I guess that's what it really comes down to. Most motherfuckers don't have any spine or any fucking self-respect to change the shit in their lives. Even the smallest little things. They're such fucking coward motherfuckers. And you know what? I think of that when I say that ironically, and then people would say, maybe that's the same for you. And, well, it's like, hey, you probably can say that, and you're probably right to some extent, but that's one thing that I've experienced both. Well, maybe not necessarily. I haven't experienced living alone or whatever, even though I'm sure I would be fine. But I haven't experienced having to constantly be worrying about bills and all that horse shit and being like, well, I gotta work because of blank, otherwise I won't be able to pay the bills and all that horse shit. I've experienced at least the working part, and I'm like, I don't want to fucking do that bullshit. That was miserable, so I'm like, you know what, right now, just fucking like this, but I'm just saying, to be fair, that people could say the same for me, that I'm being a coward motherfucker, not just getting out or whatever, but at the same time, I'm like, you know, that's a pretty stupid fucking thing, considering the pretty good situation that I'm in, either way, like, I think it would be pretty goddamn stupid to get out of that situation. Like, comparatively, me getting out of me deciding, you know what, I'm going to make a big change and say, you know, I'm going to move out on my own, whatever fucking bullshit. Me making a change like that is significantly more stupid, I think, illogical, than, say, any of these people that are in these situations that are like, you know what, I'm anxious, I have all these insecurities and all this shit, I should change something about that, but they don't. Or, you know what, I'm a fucking emasculated pussy motherfucker and I should change something about that, but they don't. And I'm not saying or anything. Like, I'm a smoker, I should quit smoking. I'm fat, I should get skinny, or whatever the fuck. They're too afraid to fucking change even the little fucking tiniest things. That's the difference to me. They're not even willing to make the smallest little changes, let alone any bigger changes. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I probably have nothing else to say, but I do feel better after being able to vent a little bit here. And I guess I don't really have much else to say, honestly, but thanks for listening to my vent, I guess, if you got through that, and if you have anything relatable or whatever you feel like venting in the comments, you could do the same, or relating to me, I don't know. Do whatever you want. But yeah, thanks for listening either way, and I'll see you next time. Take care.